Alright, what is going on, guys? It's Camo Kid 556 here again with another video. And I was just thinking a lot about not really my childhood, but just like high school and all the shit that happened during high school. So just as a little nostalgia, hopefully my friends Benny, Matt, Donald, Taylor, maybe even Hayden can see what I'm talking about. And if you guys have any cool high school stories, leave them down below. But like, high school was fun, man. Those were really challenging but really fun parts of my life. And I mean, I will always miss those years because there's so much I did and there's so much that I could have done that I just that's like one part of my life that I wish I could have changed to be different. Maybe not that much different, but if I had the choice to choose other things, I would have done certain things differently, and I would have done other things differently as well. So, I mean, I guess first off, relationships. I had a relationship with a couple of girls in high school. One of them's name was Haley. One of them was Amber. One of them was Jessica. One of them, I mean, I can't remember all of them, but one of them was Tiana, one of them was her younger sister Sarah. And I mean, just having all that experience with girls taught me a lot about what I thought life was going to be like and then what it actually became. I am very grateful to have those experiences because dating, definitely not what I was expecting. I thought it would be happy. I thought it would be forever. I thought I thought it was going to be like in the 50s. You meet a girl, your high school sweethearts, you graduate together, you go to college together, you buy a house, you start a family, and live happily ever after. That's definitely not what happened. That was not, and I don't think will ever be in the cards for me. Maybe at some point in my life that'll happen, but at this point, I'm focused on myself and bettering myself before I start looking for a relationship again. And if you guys don't already know, the relationship I was in previously, we ended it. She and I are still friends. We still hang out from time to time, but I mean, it wasn't really that much of a romantic relationship to begin with. But when I went into rehab, she cut it off because she wasn't able to see me. And I don't blame her for it. She told me what it was at the beginning. Alright, now moving on from that, sports. I loved sports when I was in high school. I was very much active in high school. I was on a state championship co-ed soccer team for 4 years. Was on a state championship co-ed basketball team for 3 years. And then I was in a co-ed track and field team for 4 years as well. Well, 3 years. And I attended some of the events my fourth. But I at that point, I got a job at a grocery store. I had started working, so that was... that took priority. Money took priority over sports at that point. I was the star striker on the soccer field, and very proud to help those guys win games. And I was just... I like soccer. Both me and my younger brother love soccer. It's a very, very cool sport. And you Europeans know it as football. I never got to play actual football. But if I could go back, my friend Benny played 4 years of high school football. And if I could go back, I would join Benny on the field. I am a very big person, and I know linemen especially are very big, and I don't think I would have any problem advancing forward on somebody and putting them on the ground. It wouldn't be very hard for me. My go-to fight move in a fight, if I were to ever get into one, is just to bear hug the person and then fall to the ground. Because I weigh 300 pounds. If somebody bear hugs you with my weight and then lands on top of you, it's going to knock the wind out of you. It's probably going to break your ribs. I don't recommend anybody doing that, because there's also the potential for somebody to get killed. If you fall on top of them, you could be negligent. But I'm just saying, if I were to be a lineman back in high school, I think I would have been pretty good at it. And I never got to try out for baseball. That's the other thing that I wish I would have done, is try out for baseball, because I liked baseball since I was a kid. I was on a little league team for a while and sort of got out of touch with it in middle school, but in high school I kind of wanted to pick it back up. At the time we were living by a park that had baseball and softball fields, so it wouldn't have been very hard for me to pick it back up living next to the park and such, because you live right next to where you can practice, so it wouldn't be hard to do. And I probably would have tried to get some of my other friends, like Donald and Matt, to try to help me out with that, because they were also on the same co-ed basketball, soccer, and track and field team. So, I mean, it wouldn't have been that hard to practice with 3 people, or just hanging out with friends, throwing the ball, hitting it with a bat. Probably would have been pretty fun. It would have been like Sandlot, I imagine. But yeah, moving on from that, there were events that if I were to change, I would go back and change. One of them, school dances. I did go to homecoming dances. I did go to prom twice. Once with Haley, once with Tiana. they were fun. But the one dance that I never got to go to was the Sadie Hopkins dance. And for anybody from the South who doesn't know what a Sadie Hopkins dance is, it's when the girl asks the guy. And it's pretty weird to hear that, but nowadays things are changing. It's not too uncommon for girls to make the first move when they want something. So, yeah, it was pretty disappointing not being able to go to stuff like that. But I mean, being who I am, I was in and out of relationships a lot. I was never in a stable relationship for all 4 years of high school. It was on for 6 months, off for a year, on couple months, off another like 3, on. It just went on and off, and yeah, it just wouldn't have made any sense for me to go with somebody that I wasn't truly in a relationship with. Homecoming football games and like summer baseball games were a big thing when I was in high school. I tried to attend as many as I could, especially the homecoming games and the football games during the fall. Those were a lot of fun. I was there to support my friend Benny. I knew a couple other people who were there too. I've gone back after high school, and they're still the same. They're pretty cool, but nothing like in high school, especially since all the COVID stuff happened. It hasn't been the same since that, but they were pretty fun. The 4th of July baseball games were super fun. There's this team called the Swamp Bats, and every single year, after the game, they would have a fireworks show, and me, Benny, Donald, Matt, we would all hang out like on the field after the game had ended. All the lights get cut off and all the fireworks shoot up in the air. It was really fun. And another thing that happened in the summer during high school days was just hanging out. Benny had a driver's license when he was in high school. I didn't. There were actually 2 Bennys, Benny Langlois and Ben Clement. So there was Ben and Benny, and those summer activities were fun. We would hit up the lakes. We would go into Vermont and go swimming and stuff in the river. Barbecues, hung out in the park. We attended softball games in the park right next to where I lived. It was fun. And I mean, in high school, people think it's weird to have like sleepovers and stuff still in high school. Back in our days, sleepovers were pretty common. And if you slept over at somebody's house, you woke up for school the next day, or if it were in the summer, your parents would pick you up the next afternoon. It was fine. It was really fun. Those summer nights when we just hung out, talked, watched movies. It was fun. What else? Just a bunch of friends hanging out, doing stuff, going to lakes, going swimming holes and on Dort Road, Benny knows that. Jeremy knows that. Taylor, Gabe, Donald, Matt, they all know Dort Road. It's a fun place to hang out in the summer. Not so much in the winter. In the winter, there wasn't a lot to do, except for winter sports. Hence the co-ed basketball team. That was really all there was to do in the winter. And now we're nearing the end of the video. Some of the stuff that I wish I could have changed. There were a couple incidents that I didn't take responsibility for. Some phones and electronics went missing from people's lockers and backpacks and classrooms, and it was me. And I really regret doing that. Some money went missing from some people's houses occasionally, and that was me. I didn't have a job back when those incidents happened. It was high school. My mind was messed up. I thought I wasn't gonna get caught. I was a stupid kid. And now I know not to do that stuff. All the popular kids that I didn't make friends with because I thought that I was different from. I should have pursued some of those relationships with, like, Jackie, Mackenzie, Brendan, the other Noah. Should have been hanging out with those groups. Those guys were cool. They had stuff going on for them. They were positive influences, and if I could go back, I would have the same friend group that I had in high school, but I would also try to be friends with those guys. And I mean, if I could go back and change anything, I would go back and get my grades better. I got senioritis in 11th grade. I was 3 years into it, and I was already getting senioritis. I was ready to leave. Thought there was no use for school. I knew what I was gonna do, and I was just waiting to get out, and that was super, super bad. If I could go back, I would have focused on my grades, tried to play football, try to make friends with different people, and just try to be a different person. Obviously, I can't go back and change it now, but if I could, I would. And just, it's not sad, it's just, I look back on all those things, and I can't honestly say that I wish they never happened, but I do wish that things were just a little bit different in high school. But, I mean, can't change the past. What's over is over, and it was a really fun time altogether. Best 4 years of my life. A lot a lot of stuff learned, and a lot of stuff that I've kept for the future, and that have not left me since then. So, moral of the story is enjoy the rough patches, because you'll look back at them fondly later in your life, and you'll wish that you were in those rough patches all over again. The friends you've had, the people that you wish you could go back and be friends with, it's just it's a life. Without those memories, I wouldn't be the person I was today. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said before, if you have any cool high school stories, leave them down in the comments. I'd love to hear them. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, commenting, subscribing, sharing the video with people who you think this might help, because my stories might resonate with some people, and they might help them feel better, or give them a little bit of closure on things that have happened in the past. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.